Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. It's Kim here, and today is another episode of Thrifty Canucks. Woohoo! So, I went to my local little tiny thrift shop. It's one of my favorite places to go. And they had books on sale, 10 for $1. And the ladies there are so cute. If you don't have 10, they don't know what to do. Should they charge you 70 cents? Should they charge you 25 cents a book because the books are normally 25 cents a book? They don't know what to do. So I just say, just charge me $1. But you're only taking 7 books. That's okay. I'm giving a little donation. Just charge me $1. So yeah, it's fun every time because you get a different set of ladies. They're all, volunteers. And so it's just fun watching them fumble through this and try and figure out what to charge you. So needless to say, I got this pile of books for $1, the whole pile. Now, some of them are pretty funny. Some of them are just great books. And so this one is Poems of Hope and Renewal by Helen Steiner Rice. Now, it's not an old book, but it has a lot of these watercolor pictures in it, so it's kind of fun. I just thought, there's some poetry and some great images in here that, always look nice in a journal. Definitely, look at that. Isn't that pretty? So they're kind of a watercolor look to them, and some are really pretty. My Garden of Prayer, Finding Faith in a Flower, just words of inspiration and pretty pictures. And for about 12 cents for this book, not only do I get all the book pages, I get the end papers. Oh, look at this page, isn't that pretty? I get the hardcover to use afterwards, and then I get all this extra paper. So yeah, 12 cents or so, whatever it is, was nothing. So there's that one, and then this one is Adventures in Contentment. I don't know what it's about. I really bought it because I like the cover. I will use all the book pages. It's got quite a large font. It looks like it's a children's book of sorts. Adventures in Contentment. The copyright is 1907. 1907. Wow. Okay, I wasn't expecting it to be that old. There are a few pictures in here, so I will harvest the pictures and see if any of them can be scanned, and then they would go in my free images collection. But if not, I will certainly make up a package and sell the images in my shop. I have so much images, especially in the book images, that I don't need anymore. So then this one was missing the cover, and it is the Homeschool Math. I just love the size of the pages. It's about an 8.5 by 11. I don't have my ruler handy, but it's about an 8.5 by 11. I love the equations on here. Lots of interesting paper. So I thought this is fun to put in journals. And it's kind of a medium weight. It's not super heavy. This would also be awesome paper to print on. So I can also take these pages right out of the book, cut them down to make sure that they are 8.5 by 11, that they will fit nicely in my printer. And then with the equations in the background, these would be nice to do like some steampunk pages or very distressed, kind of that Tim Holtz style. So I think there'd be lots of possibilities with this. Now, this was a homeschool math book. Now, I don't have the front cover, so I couldn't tell you the exact date. I don't see a date on the side here, but keep your eye out for it. You might find some of them. There's nothing here, I don't think, at the back. It does have a barcode, so that does tell you it's after the 1990s or late 1980s. So more likely 1990s. So it is a current book. So keep your eye out for these. Maybe look in the educational books. So it's a homeschool math book. You may even be able to find them online. It's called Saxon Math Homeschool Solutions Manual. Great. I'm sure even if I paid $4 or $5, it would certainly be well worth it. And I paid 12 cents, 12.5 cents, something like that, because I didn't get my whole 10 books. So then this one is a woodworker's pattern library. These books are coming out now of the woodwork and out of the bookcases and getting to the thrift shops. So, no pun intended when I say they're coming out of the woodwork. That's kind of cute though, eh? And so it's alphabets and numbers. And I've been finding all kinds of these books. I don't buy them all, but there are some that are good. They're almost like a coloring page. But then this one, what I really liked, the first couple pages, not much in here, it's some tips and techniques and this. But then as you get further into the book, the letters get smaller. Here we go. So there are different fonts and designs through the sort of the back half of the book. And then it just keeps going from there. Lots of different fonts. So these pages again could easily be harvested individually and put through the printer to enhance them further, because they are a white background. So I would just do a coffee stain print over top of them. If you saw my latest digitals that I uploaded on my coffee site, there's some great coffee stain prints that could be printed right over top of this to create some fun interest. And these would be perfect for making tags and little note cards and stuff like that to go in your journals. 12.5 cents. This was at one time a $10.95 book, $14.95 in Canada. So well worth the 12.5 cents. And yeah, it was a day of finding these study books, because this is Study Guide Working Papers for Accounting, and it's a used book, which makes it even more fun. Now, the date on this, I don't see a date so far. Oh, 1992. First edition was 1980, so this is the 1992 edition. But when you open this up, first of all, somebody used it, and so they wrote in all the pages, but it's all of these accounting general ledgers and, sub-ledgers and individual problems and stuff. Again, these are all fun things that can easily be put through the computer with a little bit of printing on them, and you create some other interest on a page like this. Take a page like this, and this one, and they're all hole punch too. So if you take a page like this and you put it through, say, some coffee staining, and then maybe you've got some documents that you could also print on here, and then a couple of ink stamps and some labels, and you've got some fun art pieces to play with. And the fact that it's got the writing in the background, and this person has such beautiful handwriting, printing. So the fact that it's got all this printing on here just makes it even more interesting. And ledgers, real ledgers, are getting harder and harder to come by, because they're in such high demand for journalers. And, anybody that has them has realized that there's a good price on them to be had. So not everybody can afford to buy that kind of a thing. So keep your eye out for these used workbooks. And sometimes you get them and there's no writing in them at all. So you can do your own writing in them and then put them through the printer. And what fun pages these will be. So this is, like I said, 1990, Introductory College Accounting. Keep your eye out. It's the second edition. Keep your eye out for this book. It might show up in your local thrift shops. It's kind of iffy because of the, it's a book, and in this case it was used. So I'm really surprised that I found it in there. But you may find them, you may find them online. Have a peek at your, eBay or any of those places where you can find used books. You'd be surprised at some of the things that show up. Although it would be very heavy to mail. I don't understand it. I just don't understand. I seem to gravitate to things that other people like. And Mary Ellen from Red Parrot made a comment that I keep notes of what people like. I do. I keep notes when people leave comments, or if somebody's looking for something, or if I go online and I'm watching a video and they say, oh, I have such a hard time finding this in my area or that in my area. I do make notes. And so, yeah, if there's a reason for me to send you a package or do an exchange with you or something, I've got a whole collection already ready for you, because I put those items in a common box. It doesn't mean that you'll actually get it. Maybe there's 2 or 3 of you that like the same thing, but I do put certain things aside for people just in case, I have a reason to send them a package. So this again, no surprise, I don't even like strawberry shortcake. Sorry, Deborah, and sorry, Jennifer. You know why? I think because all of our nieces were in between it. They were either past that stage when it came out, or they weren't born yet. And the ones that are born now, they're into different things. We went through a little bit of Dora the Explorer. We went through Anne of Green Gables era. It was never strawberry shortcake. We did go through a lot of Care Bears, though. Oh my goodness, Care Bears. But yeah, and Cabbage Patch dolls, but never strawberry shortcake. And so to me, when she came out, she was just this vibrant, slightly off little girl she's cute, but it's just not something that appeals to me. But I keep finding these books. So Deborah and Jen, I don't know when we're getting together, but you don't even have to fight over them anymore. We've got quite a few, and you can split the pages, and there's lots of full-size images for you to use in your books. So you guys just have to pick which little girl you like. And again, 12 cents. So I keep picking these things up. And here, I'm just gonna flip the page on this one. I keep picking these things up and putting it aside for you. So now this one, I just finished mailing Mary Ellen a package, and the same day, and so Mary Ellen, I'm hoping you're watching this. I don't know how we're going to do this. The same day, I walked into a thrift shop right after I mailed her box and found this book. And I said, I paid 12.5 cents for this, or 12 cents or whatever it was, for this book. The Complete Book of Baseball Instruction. Oh, Mary Ellen, I'm sure you're just drooling. There are all kinds of photographs and how-tos, and it's just amazing, this book. There's some great images of some great players in here. I know you need this book, and it is for you. However, it cannot go in the mail. It's almost a kilogram in weight. Now this book is Del Bethel. I should tell you the date on it if I can find it. So Mary Ellen, take note and drool a little. It is in the pile for you. The cheapest that it can be shipped is $18, I think, whatever, in those in that same size box I sent to you already. Yeah, it's 1978, so it's already considered vintage, right? So Mary Ellen, if you are interested in this book, send me a message. I will put it aside for you. And yeah, if you're willing to pay the shipping, I'm willing to stuff the box. How's that? Because it's not the money. This book cost me nothing. I spend more money on a package of gum that's gone in a day. But it's not the money, it's the postage. So if you're willing to cover the cost for shipping a box, I will fill the box with goodness for you, because I know that there's lots of things that you like and that you would like to have. So that's my struggle with sending you this book, Mary Ellen. But let me know. Otherwise, it's just going to sit here till you come and visit. Or maybe I'll use it. I don't know. So then next in line is my jewelry haul. I went to the flea market one last time. Look at this. Isn't that wonderful? I went to the flea market one last time and scooped up some of the stuff she had. In the end, I think there's about 30 pieces here, and she charged me 20. So I didn't even pay $1 a piece for them. I'm just going to go through them quickly if I can. This one here is all about the beads. It's just black and some little white, they're all acrylic beads. Sorry, this is how she rolls and puts everything into packages for us. It is so fun. Thelma, if you remember, it's the same lady that we picked through her stuff. So then there's this one. I bought it because of the glass beads and the silver chain. This might be one of my window dressings. And then this coral one. Oop. I again bought it to harvest the beads, nice coral beads, and then there's this cute little tassel at the bottom, and a larger bead. There is oy vey, what a mess. This is how we get our stuff when you know, she doesn't have time to sit there and package it up or anything, which is understandable. I mean, you dig until you find what you want, and then... Okay, so this one is, again, beads and chain that I will harvest for stuff. Or maybe a window decoration. I'll tell you, those window things... By the time I'm done, it's going to be in the hundreds of dollars of stuff that I've used to put on them. Because I at first was saying 25 strands per window, but now I'm thinking more like 35 to 40 per window. And just in my living room, I have 3-4 windows to do. So that's already, if I was able to get them at $1 a strand, that's already $40 a window. And that doesn't include the 3 windows technically in the 1 bedroom and my patio windows, which I plan to do those too. So it's an expensive thing to do your windows, but it'll be beautiful when it's done. I'm sure much cheaper than window treatments of any kind that you might put on. So then there's this necklace. They're oddball colors, but you know, there's lots of bling on here, and you know, you just have to find the right project to put it on or use to enhance. I mean, the coral yellow and blue are, you know, very kind of southwestern type colors. So yeah, who knows? But it was very blingy, and you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these pieces. So they'll be good for something. I could also take out some of the stones or just switch them out between each other. So I have one that's all yellow, or one all blue, or one all coral. So there's ways around it. This one, just small glass burgundy beads. I'm sure it looks more brown, but it is kind of a purpley burgundy color, kind of that color, and all glass. And then this one is all filigree pieces, so these are fun to harvest. They've got little gems in the middle, so that makes them a little bit sparkly, but there's lots of even little tiny things to harvest off of here, so there's good mileage on this one for taking it apart. This one is all in little blue glass beads. So this is just to harvest for my windows. This one is just all great big beads. Again, these could all be harvested individually. We really need to have some videos of jewelry making days, right? Or jewelry harvesting days. I'm not going to try. This is just a big schmozzled mess here. But there's just different chains, and oh, this is a very blingy necklace here that will go in my stash for harvesting when the right moment comes along. And then this one looks like it has lots of blue beads on it and some blue charms that are a starfish, a shell, and a little seahorse and a fish. So yeah, I'm not going to take them all apart. This one is really cute. Lots and lots of chain on this one, but it's just a very boho looking style of piece that I will probably use as one whole piece. It's like a long tassel almost. You can see it's got sort of a charcoal black beads and the turquoise in the center, and then it's got turquoise beads throughout it as well. So this would be a great piece to dangle off one of my handbags. A pair of beautiful rhinestone earrings that are quite sparkly. These are clip-on earrings, so they're or screw-on ones, so they're a little older. And then this pair here was it's a modern pair, but again very blingy and sparkly looking. I hope you can see the sparkle in that. And then I like this guy. He's a lizard. Isn't that cool? It's a brooch. I just thought that was really neat. and it's probably a little older, just judging by the clasp. It looks a little bit older. Very tarnished. Some more clip-on earrings, and these are great for centers for in flowers, if we're making flowers. And I really have a few ideas for flowers that I want to share with you. I haven't done flower videos for a while or made any flowers with you. Same with these ones. These will be nice for using in the center of flowers, some big shabby ones. And then these iridescent crystals. These are also old or vintage, and just fun pieces in the center. But I know that somebody will be drooling over these. This is her favorite bead, one Thelma. So they'll probably go in the Thelma pile. And again, you know, I paid maybe $1, and not even, because like I said, by the time I was done, I think I got about 10 pieces for free. And then another set of big blobby Thelma beads on here, so that'll go in the Thelma pile. And the last one is just a necklace that was in a bag, but I don't think for any particular reason. I think it was just how she had it packaged, but it's all big globby beads, and this will again go into my stash. So that's the jewelry, and I'm going to do exactly the same thing, put it all back in. One of these days, I've been working I've been very good, and I've been working in my studio doing some organizing. So one of these days I will do some videos so you can see how my beads hang up and where they hang up, and then my other parts of my beading stash. So one of these days soon you'll get to see it. I just keep working on it. So then I was also at Value Village. It's all mixed in together. So this was Value Village, and a $2.99 scarf, of which I paid $2.10. Thank you, Linda. Haven't said that for a while, have I? Beautiful trim on this in kind of a silvery soft gray, and then the sheer lace that can be used as an overlay or a flip or anything else like that. Just beautiful, pretty fabric. And it's a really long scarf. So for $2.10, there's at least 2.5 yards here, I would say, maybe even 3 yards. I haven't measured it, but maybe even 3 yards of trim on here. Oh, at least, because it goes across the scarf too. So I would say 3 yards of trim for $2.10. That's very reasonable. From Value Village, I did buy some of that flu fibers, like the eyelash yarn. I'm not going to take it out of the bag. You're all familiar with it. It's kind of a teal blue, and there is a little bit of a sheen, a sparkly thing to it. I bought it because it's a color that, you know, we're not seeing much of these fancier colors anymore. So when you see this stuff at the markets, or, you know, at the thrift shops, grab it, because it's going to disappear soon, because this trim is now kind of dated as far as style. And so if you see this trim, it's always fun to use this for your tags and for embellishing. And soon we won't be able to find it. So the color is so unusual. I do have lots of teal in my stash, but it is such an unusual color that I could see it getting used up very quickly. And it was $3.99 regular price, so 4x7 I paid $2.80. So that means I paid under $1 a ball. So there's three balls in here. So it's well worth it. I did buy this one lonely salt shaker, and that's because I have plans to make a tassel with it, and that I will probably show on my in a video when I do make it. I have a bunch of stuff to make tassels again, and so I do want to have a day where we just play and make tassels. So this might get used up at that time period, but I just bought it because it was cute. I love the roses on it. And so I think I paid 25 cents. I think. Wasn't much. But yeah, so it was well worth to buy that. And then I got these cards. They were $1 for the whole box. They're a parchment paper. No, not parchment. What's the word? Yeah, it's parchment paper. They are sentiments for, you know, sympathy. And there's a whole schwack of them in here. I don't know. So I get the envelopes, and again, it's is it parchment paper? No, it's what they put certificates on. It's not parchment paper. I can't think of what it is. Somebody write it down, because it's just eluding me here. Anyway, it's that paper. And there's a whole schwack of envelopes, and then the cards. Now the cards have this very pretty, trees in kind of a watercolor or ink style of printing. And then easily you can do something over top of that, or you can stitch it or glue it down on the two sides and then have the fold, and then make it just a thumb notch and turn it into a floating pocket. You can easily cut these, and I'm just going to cut one. And of course the pressure's on when I'm cutting them on camera. So I've cut it into tag shape, so it can easily be just glued shut and become a tag. It can also be, this part can be folded down. I'll just fold it on camera here for you really quickly. I hope I've been showing this in camera. Now that I'm a little worried. Oh, yeah, I was. Okay. So this part can be folded down. You would just glue it along the one side and along the bottom, or stitch it, and you've got a nice pocket tag. And this is a very nice weight of paper. So it's great to use in your journals, just like that. And so then you don't have to worry about the sentiments on the inside if you're sealing it up and closing it along the bottom. And then you get the envelopes on top of that. So it's a win-win, yay. And then when you're done, you get the box. So keep your eye out for these. A lot of times you can find these sympathy, I think they're like a reply card, or something. But a lot of times you can find these by the whole box. Like I did, for a variety of different, or in a variety of different designs. Sometimes you see the praying hands, and if it's not something that you want to put in your journal, just flip it the other way and use it the opposite way. But the cards are perfect, or any type of greeting card that's lightweight like this is perfect for making into these little pocket. It's almost like a library pocket, but just a little bit longer. You could cut it shorter, down to this size, and make it into a sort of a library pocket, or you can fold this up and then have a double pocket as well. So there's lots of possibilities. Always fun to add to my stash. And then I couldn't resist. I don't know why I keep buying them. It's this bird. That's what did it. I had to have these because of this bird, and I didn't open them up, so I was waiting for you. And I'm going to save the bag. Especially right now, I'm working on my garage sale stuff, so every little bag that I can put stuff into is great. We still haven't had the sale, so that's coming up, and I will walk you through that when I get to that point. I do keep these tags too, but I got quite a collection of them, so I'm going to start recycling them because I just have too many. So I got all of these cards. So there's 4 packs in here. I got these cardinals. Now they come again in this cute little box, and just very pretty cards. I don't know if the whole set is here. It really doesn't matter because it's going to go into my card stash. But I love this little box. It's just so pretty. I could see just either keeping the cards in here and putting it with all my little bits that I have, or I would just maybe further enhance this and then use it on my desk to hold things like labels or small tickets or something. So pretty. And then I have another one here with this pinky on it, and oh, this one hasn't even been opened. Oh, look at that. And then I have the excise sticker on here, so that's pretty cool. I'm sure I should be able to get that thing off without ruining it. So that's fun, brand new, and they would be very pretty in any type of journal. and then the box too, so it's kind of a win-win. I would clean up the sticker a little bit better and maybe glue it down better. And these are Aster playing cards. Oh, they have a little puppy on them. Okay, the only thing I saw was the bird. And oh, these are cute. So some of these will go in my ephemera packs when I send out ephemera. I always keep the jokers for myself. Don't ask me why, but I do. And I have quite a huge collection of them. And then this is a fun box because you know, once I start using up the cards, it's what to do with the box, right? Well, you can open it up. It's already opened up for me, and you can turn it into a flat window tuck spot, or you can have make it turn it into a flip by you know, you'd cut off all these loose ends, but then you've got this one card that can either be glued into the book, and then this can be like a little window flip. So always keep that in mind when you get a deck of cards, that there are other uses for the boxes. So that will definitely be saved for that reason. Again, I have a pile of them set aside for the idea that I will do a video with you guys and do one online. And this is a 4th pack of cards that is just flowers. Not anything particular. I get the joker. Oh, in this case I get 2 jokers. It's nothing in particular, but you know, it's can easily be covered with other stuff. So lots of options that way. So for the $3.99 regular price, so $2.80. Thank you, Linda. It has been, you know, it's well worth it for me. And I know someone who will love the red cardinal. And yes, Lori, I will keep aside a few for you because I know you love red cardinals. So yeah, just showing you the whole works there. Then there was this box. It was $2.99, and so that meant I paid $2.10. And I'm going to open it carefully. I have no idea what's inside the boxes. I bought them for the boxes. They are not old, but the designs are pretty cool. And I don't really know what's inside them, so we get to look together. They're puzzles of some sort. Okay, so there's 5 in the box for $2.99, so $2.10. That means they were 40 cents a box. So I hope they're worth the 40 cents each. But I was just intrigued with these fun-looking boxes. So this one is called The Knot. It's a matchbox puzzle. Oh, I guess you put it together. So it's a wooden puzzle that you put together. I like the box. Okay, and then there's this one. It's called Tea Time Puzzle, matchbox puzzle. Oh, this one I should give to my husband. His name is Tom. And so you have to put together and form a letter T. I'll have to do a test with him to see if we can do these. And then this one is called the Matchbox, the Pyramid. So you see what I mean? Like the boxes are just so cute. And inside you have to build the pyramid. I hope these are intact. I don't know, but I hope they are. And then this one is called Wheel of Fortune. Oh yeah, I've seen this one before. You have to figure out how to get, you can see the box that there's looped on both sides, and then you have the string. I sort of know this one. I've done this one before. Looks like somebody tried to do, oh, you have to get this string through without taking the beads off. So yeah, I'll have to play around and see what I can come up with. I've done this one before, I think. So it's just a matter of playing a little bit to see what I can come up with. Okay. And then the last one is the spring. How you get the ring on the spring, I guess. Through 2 loops. You have to get it through 2. I know you can't see really on the picture, but you got to get this onto 2 loops. It doesn't seem too hard to me. But yeah, I'll have to just play around and see what I can come up with. I won't do it on camera. But yeah, so that was just a fun little thing, and Tom and maybe we'll take these and throw them in the camper when Barry and Lori come, and we'll see if we can put them together. Our friends from Manitoba, Barry and Lori, are coming later on this well, probably more like fall, and I'm getting more and more excited every day. But that was my little find. Next little thing, I did scoop up a few pieces of fabric. This one was a little bit disappointing for $1.99. I can always do better than this, but it's still well worth $1.99. You know, it's just that we get so spoiled when we do find things so great that it's hard to pay these prices and go, what? That's it? So it was the checkered fabric that had me at hello, right? And so there's probably at least 1.5 yards here. It looks like there's quite a bit. And this is always good to tear up and use as, you know, checkered shabby ribbons or little spots. So that definitely is what had me right from the get-go. But I thought there was going to be more fun stuff rolled up inside. It is a nice couple of pieces of fabric. This is something that somebody put together and then just didn't finish. It's all little squares. I don't know if you can see that on there. So it'll be good for some patchy stuff. I've got some ideas coming up, and I'll share that with you in a second. And then there was this, it's a fake one. It's not quilted. It's a pillow, you know, one of those pillow squares, a VIP print by Joan Messmore, Cranston Print Works. And it's just one of those star, I know there's a name for it, but I don't know what it is. I'm not a quilter, but I know that it has a name. So yeah, it wasn't my favorite when I opened it up. I was a little disappointed, but the rest of the checkered is definitely good. I do have plans. I saw someone a few years back a long while back, had done this collection of small pieces. And they were asking quite a large amount of money for what they were offering. And I won't go into great details, but they were small pieces, about 1 or 2 inches in size. And they were offering it for slow stitching. And I thought, oh, that's a lot of money for doing something like that. And so I thought I'm going to offer a really fun, completely assorted 200-piece lot coming up. I'm just working on it now, so stay tuned for it. It will be 200 pieces of about 2 to 3 inch squares of fabrics and trims like lace and pieces of trims and stuff, all for doing slow stitching and, you know, making clusters and stuff like that. So I want them to be about 2 to 3 inches because, you know, when you make a cluster, they're about that size, and so you want to be able to put something on for decorating that fits, or however you want to trim it up. So I will be making these kits, and they will be very inexpensive. But I was actually thinking of having a video where you could actually see the different fabrics as I cut it up. So I'm still working on how I will do that, but I've been gathering the fabrics together. They're all going into a basket right now, and I will probably pre-cut them into strips so that there's not all that tearing noise going on. And then I thought maybe I would turn on the camera, show you each one as I do them, and I will put the kits together, and then you can get an idea of what's in the packages. And they're going to be so inexpensive that it'll be hard not to push that buy button because I really want to see them go. And I do have, I have a huge assortment of fabric. So I thought I would do sort of just a vintage collection, and then possibly, if it's of interest, I may do a boho collection as well. So stay tuned for that. So, speaking of boho, look at this beauty. Oh my goodness. Now, if I can find the price tag on her. Oh yeah, here's the price tag. Are you ready for this? Now, first of all, it's a synthetic material. you know, I'm not buying it for the belly skirt, belly dancing skirt. I'm buying it for harvesting, of course, all the belly dancing coins. And there is no shortage of coins. I mean, look at this. They're just a ton. So if I do one of those boho snippets, then the boho snippets would have some of this type of stuff in the kit as well. But just to show you like that, you know, I want it to be of value, and so these are the kinds of things I would put in the kits. Anyway, this scarf cost me a whole $1.99. Isn't that incredible? You know, when we had our shop back in Manitoba, when I had my store, I used to sell these when I would come across them, and we sold them for $20, and they never lasted more than 2 or 3 days in the shop. So to find this for $1.99 was a woohoo moment, and I love it. And so this will be one of the things that goes and gets shared back with you in my little kits. And I promise you, they're going to be fun. Then I bought this scarf. It's a beach scarf. It was $4, but it was the books were half price, and anything that was blue was half price. And now I don't know how they call this blue, except for this little blue thing that's clipping it on, but it was classified as half price in the blues, or for Blue Day. And so it is all turtles. And it's like a beach scarf. It's quite large. It's all turtles. So I will probably cut these in pieces that are, you know, related to that, and they will all be very inexpensive in the kits. So yeah, that's something that I want to do. So stay tuned. And it's just a beautiful piece. And yeah, so it was marked at $4, so I paid $2. And then this one was marked at $4. And as well, their dresses there are $4. There doesn't even have anything on here, but all their dresses are $4. So it was half price as well. It is kind of an ethnic style. It's got these appliques that are over top, and they obviously washed it and the color ran, and so these appliques have a shade of the pink in them. So I thought what I would do is I would take the appliques off and then just really dye them so that they are in a color that doesn't look like it was done by accident. So there's lots of appliques on this is the bottom of the skirt here, and they are quite large and long. I mean, they are pretty in this shades of pink as well. But, you know, they do look. So even if I just take some of my alcohol inks and dye them up as I go along, that would be nice too. I could dye them in the pinks or in mauves or purples, or even something to cover it up completely, like a green or a blue. But yeah, I just love the appliques. The fabric has it's a overlay. I don't know if you can see that. It's an overlay in burgundy, and then it has the material underneath. I have to check it. It might be silk or cotton. It's definitely natural fabrics. It's not polyester, but it is beautiful fabric. All along the bottom, it's got these just little bead adornments, but they will come off, and I probably have to restring them if I want to use them for anything, because they're probably all sewn on individually. But there's lots of them throughout the dress. The dress has long sleeves, so the arms, of course, are decorated in the same pattern. Just beautiful material, and then the beadwork, just very pretty. Lots of possibilities to work with this. I don't think as far as a journal, more for slow stitching or for doing snippets and things. But the cotton or silk underneath, it might be raw silk, like it feels very smooth. I'd have to test it and see. But it's most likely cotton. We'll see. But yeah, so that was a great find for $2. Now this was $1. This was at the other thrift shop, and it is a whole collection of bird cards. I don't imagine I get to hold on to very many of these. And it came with some stickers. When you find these gold stickers, just take them and throw them through your embossing machine, and then they have the embossing on them, and then you can stick them wherever you want to stick them. And they look pretty. So don't discount them as to what you can do with them, because they look very nice when they're embossed. The cards, they're like it says stamp here, so they're like a postcard, and they're all the same, and it's all birds. So I'm going to have to send a couple to Lori, or put aside a couple for Lori and a couple for Val. I'm going to keep a couple because, you know, they are pretty cute. I like them myself. But those girls, it's kind of a given. When I get things that are very birdy, they end up getting them. So Lori and Val will both get some of the cardinal cards, as well as a few of the other bird cards that I've been picking up lately. But I am keeping a few for myself because they're cute. But yeah, just lots of fun cards, and they just fold up so easily and would look gorgeous in a journal. And both Lori and Val are journalers, so I know that they would be loving these for sure. And I paid $1 for it, so well worth the investment. And here we go again, more bird stuff. These were 50 cents a package. They were a set of 4 coasters. I think somebody offered these at one time as a kind of a bonus free gift or something. They come 4 in a package. This one's all yellow finches. I'll just open the one. Yeah, they're all 2 yellow finches, 2 hummingbirds. Oh, they're one. Oh, I thought they were 2. Oh well. Okay, so there's 2 coasters in each one, so they're a little bit pricey. But yeah, so I paid 50 cents for them, and then this is like a little chickadee, I think, and a bluebird. Oh, aren't they pretty? So I will send one to Lori and one to Val in their packages when I'm putting something together, and or when Lori's here, and then they'll get their share of them. Then there was this container. Now, if you live in Canada, these come from Dollarama, and they are $4.50. Yeah, $4.50. And I actually looked at them and I thought, oh, I should buy a couple of these. I like these. And then I picked it up at the thrift shop for $2. So yeah, it was no question. It had never been used for anything. It doesn't smell. It's clean and it's in good shape. And it's made to look like it's wooden, but it's not. It's plastic. But I think these would be really nice stackables. So on the positive side for Dollarama is, now that I've taken this one home for $2 from the thrift shop, of course, I got to go back now and buy a few more from Dollarama because they look nice and they would stack really nice in my storage area here. I don't normally like to buy containers anymore, and that's you know, I'm doing a lot of name dropping, but because I'm talking about different people that I know in my life. And Gertie is one of them, and Gertie always says, when you buy a container, you have to know that you're going to put something in it, and she's right. So if you don't buy any more containers, then you don't tend to put stuff in containers and then get overrun by them. But this is an exception that I might change out some of the containers I do have for something that's a little bit more functional and attractive, because it's flat and it, you know, they will stack and they look nicer than the plastic containers I have right now. So I will make that exception, but the plastic containers I do have right now, if something fits in here, they are going into my garage sale, because I'm so going to stay with that motto that I can't bring any more in than I can pack into what I already have. Does that make sense? Yeah. And thank you, Gertie, for those words of wisdom. Yes, if you buy a container, you know you're going to fill it with stuff. So you have to think about that every time you buy a container. What's going in here and why? Is it for overflow, or is it because I really need a new container? So just food for thought. And then, of course, you know, I always like to save the best for last. And, you know, it's just my thing. Oh, no, I'm not even done yet. Sorry. There's 2 bests for last. Okay, so there's these. These are those fasteners. They were $2 for the 2 boxes. And then when I opened them, one box had 100 of these things, and one box had 100 of the hooks. I just spread them the other way because the boxes were overflowing and they didn't quite fit. But so one box has the prongs and the other box has the closure. So in all total, there is 100, and I think they look pretty full, so they must be very close to 100. So for $2, well worth the money. I know that they cost a lot more to buy them brand new, but they are available. If you don't find them thrifting, you can find them quite easily at your local office type store, like Office Depot or Staples or any of those places. But, you know, this is great for, and what I want to use these for is fabric flip-ups, or fabric flips. I want to create like sort of a bunch of maybe, you know, 5 or 10, depending on what I want to use them for. And then I thought these would be fun to hold the fabric by just hole punching 2 little holes at the end, and then, you know, putting them in a book like that, so that if somebody wanted to use them in their journal, it's not difficult for them to open this up and then take out the fabric piece that they want to use and then put the rest back in. So I may even consider, you know, I'm going through this thing where I'm deciding whether or not I want to sell fabric like that. So they, you know, I might sell fabrics in sort of like a 5x7 lot. But it, you know, it'll be 5x7 ish. You know, sometimes fabric doesn't cut easily, and to line things up and then to match it up with 4 or 5 other pieces doesn't always work. So to cut it, you know, 6x8 is easier, and just call it 5x7, and then you trim it to how you want it to fit for your projects. But I was thinking of selling them in either 5 and 10 piece lots where they're all color coordinated or theme coordinated. So again, your thoughts on that, if it's something that would be interesting to you, because I do want to thin my stash out a little bit. You know, in doing these videos, it's fun to buy the stuff and show you what to do with it. But with all the other things that go on in my life, I don't use the materials as fast as I would like to. Unless I don't sleep ever and I have another lifetime. So in order to keep these things moving on a constant basis, I need your help. And so I'm going to start doing some destashing and, you know, making them manageable pieces of fabric. I mean, I'm trying the fat quarters, but I haven't had any real great response to that. But if you think like a 5x7 or, you know, an 6x8 or something like that would work for you, please leave those comments for me in the comments below. Only because then I can play around and make some kits and see what the interest is. I can do that with lace, I can do that with fabrics, I can do that boho style. Just something to, again, keep things moving, and you know, this way I can keep buying and pass the savings on to you. So that's my thought on what I'm going to use these for. So stay tuned and we'll see what I come up with. So the second last find, get back in the pile. This was a good find, I thought. $9.99 at Value Village. So it was $7 for this. And I'm going to make you wait. And you guys know the prices of these things. They're not cheap. I think I can get this. Okay, I will make an exception this time. Only because we're getting into lots of time here. Okay, this one is by Recollections. They are 2 ink stamps. Never used. This one has all writing on it. And this one has newsprint on it. Now, I'm not 100%, I haven't unpacked a couple of boxes yet, so I may have something similar to this already. If I do, I will choose which one I like the best, and the other one will either go to one of my different draws that I have or something, but I may have this. But either way, that means I paid $3.50 for these stamps. And you know, like you can see by the size of, it's the size of my hand, and you know how much these things cost, and they are brand new, never used, not inked, not even once. So this one I think would just sit on my desk, and I would just use it and stamp on whatever, because I don't really care if the writing comes through completely or not. I just like that script background look. And then same with the newsprint. I think that would be fun as well. So yeah, a good piece for $7 or set. But the prize for me today was this book. It's huge. I can't even show you the whole book. It is, let's see, it is at least 18 inches, maybe 20 inches. I don't know, maybe it'll fit on my board. It is 17 and a half. And then this way it is 12 inches. So it's just massive. Now it's called The Wall Chart of World History. I paid $5.99. 6 by 7 is $4. So I paid $4.20 for it. I love the cover. It's a huge cover, but I do have a plan for that. I'll wait till I'm close to working on it to let you know. What I like about it is when you open it up, this whole thing has the image on one side. It's kind of, I guess, chronological. I'm thinking that's what it is. And there's the beginning of it. And on the back side, it is white or off-white, kind of an off-white color. Anyway, there's, so this page I would probably keep for myself, this one page. But there's 1, 2, so 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 pages, because this is where it ends. So I get the book cover, and then I have one page of that I can use for tags, and then because it's like a cardstock, a heavy cardstock weight, like it's more than your regular. It's like cardstock. So 14 pages that are approximately 18 by 12. So if you know the size of a postcard is approximately anywhere from 4 by 6 to 3.5 by 5.5, in that range. Anyway, I figured out I could get, okay, so 4 by 6, so I could get 3 across this way and 3 this way. So 9 out of a page. So 9 times 14 is a lot. 140 minus 9. So it's 131 cuts or postcards that I can make from this. So this is going into some Happy Mail and some of my ephemera boxes, because I'm going to cut this down to postcard size. And so for that amount of postcards and this blank sheet that I can use for collage or whatever, and like I said, it's beautiful on the back side. There's no writing on the backs at all. Yeah, I thought for just a brief moment that I shouldn't cut it up, but then that went away real quick. And so, yeah, this one I might lose a little bit again, so I might keep that page for myself. You know, wherever it's not a complete page or not something that I think is great to look at, I may rearrange it to have the cut work better. But if you can sort of see in the picture, like how these map pieces are even bordered off, like that in itself is a nice cut. And maybe I cut some of these based on what the picture is. But yeah, I thought for that investment, it was well worth it. So keep your eye out for it. And it's just a massive book, The Wall Chart of World History. So keep your eye. It's not old. It's modern. I don't know if there's copyright on here. 1988. So I'm sure it's going to show up in the thrift shops just like the rest of them. But yeah, a great source of material in this book. So it was my absolute favorite of the day. I mean, the stamps were nice, the belly dancing skirt, the baseball book for Mary Ellen. But, this won over all of them. So that's it for my haul today. And I forgot I was supposed to do the thrift shop draws for July. I'm going to make a note, and I will do it next Thursday when I have my next video. I'll make a note right now, and then catch up and include today in it as well. So I'll just make a quick note. Draws. So that's it for my haul for today. I hope you found it interesting and are now on the lookout, and that you've made some notes and are on the lookout for some new materials. I will be back before the weekend is up with a couple of other videos. I do have a video I want to do, just a quick share video of stuff that I'm uploading to my shop, and I may fit in a little mini tutorial in between there, and then of course Techniques Tuesdays around the corner already. So that's it for today. I wish you all a very creative day and a creative weekend as we go into the weekend. The weather here is warming up and the sun is shining. Yay! Hopefully we're out of this rainy weather that we've had for the last couple of weeks, but you know, it's been good for the forest fires. So have yourself a very creative week, and I look forward to seeing all of you soon. Oh, and don't forget to leave me comments on the different things that we talked about in this video. Okay, bye for now.